Margaret with Texas Gal Treasures, and yes, you have tuned into the right channel. This is Steve Rakin's channel. He has very graciously invited me over to talk to you guys a little bit about Etsy. He thought that you might enjoy hearing some of the benefits of opening yourself up to selling on some different platforms, and Etsy is one of them. So thanks so much, Steve, for giving me the opportunity to come over and talk to your audience about Etsy. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's Margaret with Texas Gal Treasures, and today I'm bringing you 9 things that you need to know if you are about to get started selling on Etsy. So whether you have started and opened your shop already or you're just thinking about it, beginning selling on a new platform can always have a bit of a learning curve. So these are 9 things that will help you get started and know what to expect when you begin your Etsy shop. The first thing you need to know about Etsy is what you can and cannot sell there. A lot of people believe that Etsy is a platform for handmade items, which is partially true, but you can also sell vintage items there. Now, in Etsy's eyes, vintage is anything before 1996. That covers a lot of things because 1996 really isn't that long ago. Another thing you can sell on Etsy is supplies. These don't have to be vintage. So this really opens up a huge gamut of items that you can sell, whether it be tools or stickers or fabric. I mean, really the sky could be the limit on what is considered a supply. If somebody uses it to create a craft out of it, it's a supply. This even includes scrapbooks. I found a few NASCAR scrapbooks in their current day, but they can be sold on Etsy because they are considered a supply. The second thing you need to know when you start an Etsy shop are what kind of fees can you expect and how do you get your payments? That's a question I get a lot. I love the fee system on Etsy because I end up getting way more of my profit than I do on eBay. I love selling on eBay, but for sure when my item sells on Etsy, I know that I am getting a larger chunk of that revenue. There are no fees to set up a shop on Etsy. Once you list an item, there's a 20-cent fee per item, and that makes the listing live for 4 months. So if you think about it, if you have something up for a year, that's only 60 cents for the whole year, which is not that bad. Once an item has sold, you have a 3.5% transaction fee for that sale, which is not that bad. There might be additional fees if the person uses PayPal, but if they pay through Etsy's direct checkout, then that's it, 3.5%. The way that the fee and payment system works with Etsy is a little bit similar to Amazon if you do Amazon FBA. All of the payments, fees, shipping fees, and everything is sort of bundled into one chunk, and then at the end of the month that gets paid. Unless a person purchases something with PayPal, then that goes directly to your PayPal account. But if a person pays with direct checkout, that goes into that same payout system where all of your shipping fees are tacked in, all of your listing fees, transaction fees, and everything gets worked out there. And at that point, you can use your Etsy balance to go ahead and pay part of your bill or all of your bill and then just get the remainder sent to your account. The third thing you need to know when you set up an account on Etsy is how should you figure out your pricing and how should you figure out your shipping? Now on eBay, a lot of times I will offer free shipping because the way the fee system works there is a little bit different. On Etsy, when you are charged that 3.5%, it is not based on the total price, the price plus shipping. It's only being charged to the sold item price. So it is not quite as beneficial to have free shipping on Etsy as it would be on eBay, because if you roll that shipping price in, then you're getting that 3.5% taken off of that shipping price that you've rolled into your price as well. Also, on Etsy, there's not a way to search for free shipping as there is on eBay. So that's good to know. I have learned that the hard way, and I'm going back through now and removing things that I had tried out with free shipping on Etsy. Live and learn. The fourth thing you need to know when you're setting up your Etsy shop is about your title and your keyword tags. Now on Etsy, you get a huge title. It's 140 characters. So you can add in a lot of keywords there. Now with Etsy, it's a little different than with eBay. On eBay, I would not necessarily repeat words. If I'm selling a Care Bear keychain, for example, that I found, I would put Care Bear keychain. green Care Bear keychain, Lucky Bear Care Bear key, whatever. Anyway, it's okay to repeat some, and add in other keywords there. You've got a lot more characters to work with. Also, at the bottom, when you have created your listing, there's something called tags, and those are search engine optimization type tags. So you can go in there and tag more things that would draw traffic to your item. What I do when I run out of ideas for what else to use for a tag is I'll do a search for my item on Etsy, and I will check the items that pop up towards the top. That means that they have been very successful with their search engine optimization, that their item will pop up higher into the search. So I'll check those out and I'll see what other tags they might have used that I could also use for my listing. The fifth thing that you need to know about selling on Etsy is customer service. Now, customer service is important on eBay as well, but on Etsy, it's a little bit different. There's a little bit more of a community type feel on Etsy and a more of a boutique shop type feel. Now, this does not mean that you have to get super duper fancy with your packaging. Some people go all out and it's really nice and it draws more traffic in and people love it. I personally get some nice tissue paper, wrap it up, write a little thank you note, and that's it. I don't have twine and all kinds of fancy stuff. But it is important to have a bit better presentation when you're shipping your item out. If you are sending your items out in a diaper box, this might be something that you need to work on when you go to sell on Etsy. It's a little more personal, a little more community feel. They don't have the same kind of ratings like you do on eBay, but you do get stars and you do get customer feedback, and that is where people go to check out whether they should buy from you or not. They'll look at how many stars you've got and they will read the customer feedback that you have. The next thing you need to know about opening an Etsy shop is about teams and promoting. This is one of the areas that I hear most concerns and questions about. People that have opened Etsy shops and will say, they've opened their shop, they've got some items there, but they're not getting any sales. Now, this could be due to search engine optimization. It could be due to their photographs. It could be due to a lot of different things. But one of the things I typically ask is, have you joined any teams and have you been doing any promoting? Now, this does not have to be something hard. Etsy has something called teams. You can go in, check out the different teams that they've got. They've got teams for everyone. And within that, there are promotions that you can do. The reason that this becomes important is that the more views you get on your shop, the more activity the search engine sees happening within your shop, which brings you higher up into the search engine, which is what you want, right? Checking out teams and promoting your shop through these teams can be done when you're watching TV. It can be done if you're watching a live YouTube show. That's typically when I do it. So this leads us into number 7, which is followers versus favorites. Now, this is a huge topic and can get a little confusing. I actually have a whole tutorial on this on my channel, but I'm going to try to sum it up quickly. Followers are people that come over and follow you. They like the kinds of things that you like. So anytime you go and favorite something, they see it and they want to see it. When someone favorites you or favorites your shop or favorites something in your shop, that shows up in their feed and that shows up in everybody who's following them's feed. So if somebody has followed them and because they like what that person likes, anytime they favorite your shop or favorite things in your shop, those people that are following them will get to see that in their news feed as well. So it's important to have followers. It's important to have people favoriting your things because you will have more eyes on your product. Like I said, I have a tutorial that spells it out. I made diagrams because it can be a little confusing, but it's important. Guys, the 8th thing about selling on Etsy that can become important is the resources there. Etsy has got tons of forums, teams, videos, tutorials, resources. There are tons and tons of resources on the Etsy website that can guide you through pretty much anything. It's pretty user-friendly. So that's something definitely to check out if you get stuck. Plus all the different teams that you can go to ask questions, or people, you can look up on YouTube and see lots of different people sell on Etsy, are passionate about it, and love to help. So ask them questions. And number 9, the last thing that you need to know about selling on Etsy is to get started. You are not going to sell anything if you don't get started. So yes, there might be a learning curve. Yes, there might be some growing pains, but it is worth it. It is so worth it. I've been selling on Etsy for a little over 2 years regularly now. And I cross-post my items on Etsy and eBay. And there are months that for sure Etsy outsells eBay and my profits are greater. So it's definitely worth it for me. If I had not done that and just only relied on my eBay sales, then my profits would definitely be hurting. So get started and give it time. Be patient. Thanks so much, you guys. I really hope you open that Etsy shop, or if you've got your shop open, go back and take a look at what you can do to make it more successful. And I will see you later. Go out and enjoy yourselves, you guys. Bye.